Hey, can somebody put this up on the screen? I got it. Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, boy? Hey, how y'all doing?
All right.
Floyd.
Yeah.
Why Maidana part two? Why you think?
I think, you know, the first time, you know, Mayweather Maidana on the first go around was the moment, you know, and he had moments. Very, very intriguing fight. It was a very, very good matchup. You know, but I felt, you know, I won unanimous. But he started off strong, you know, the first, probably, you know, out of 12 rounds, I probably gave them, you know, three of 12. But, you know, I mean, you know, people are used to seeing me go out there and dominate and not losing rounds. So, you know, like I said before, you know, when I go out there and perform and I fight, I'm not just, you know, fighting my opponent. You know, I'm fighting everybody. I'm fighting the fans. I'm fighting the critics. But you know, that comes with, the territory. You know, I've been here for a very, very long time, and I know what it takes to miss a fight of this magnitude.
Are you changing your style at all, Floyd?
1 second, sir.
Well, you know, I didn't take an L, so I don't have to change my style. You know, the guy who took an L has to change his style. You know, my job is to go out there and just beat Floyd Mayweather and take advantage of all the mistakes that he makes.
Now you know Maidana very well. What's his strengths and weaknesses for that fight?
You know, like I said before, I didn't take an L. You know, like I said before, out of 12 rounds, 9 was mine, 3 was his, and so his job is to try to, like I said before, crack the Da Vinci code. That's what it's all about.
What's your motivation for this fight?
My motivation is to always, you know, my legacy is very, very important. You know, being a legend in the sport of boxing, when I leave is very, very important. But the main thing is leaving the sport, being known as the smartest fighter and one of the smartest businessmen in the sport of boxing. Whereas, you know, at first, you know, when I was a lot younger, I thought about being, you know, of course, but I'm still TDE. But the most important thing at this particular time is leaving the sport, being the smartest fighter and the smartest business, not just businessman that ever came into the sport of boxing.
Floyd, then you got to give him a knockout in order to show people that you're still the pound-for-pound #1 man?
Well, you know, my job is to win. You know, everybody remembers a winner, and no matter how you win, as long as you win.
Floyd, for your fight, when you fought him before, who'd you spar with to get ready for that fight?
You know, we had some solid work. Like I said before, we don't have to change up nothing. You know, we won. We don't have to change up anything. Now, like I said before, I'm faced with, like I said, I'm faced with so many different things as far as the first time around, low blows, rabbit punches, headbutts, kneeing. I mean, come on, man. In the sport of boxing, of course, we know it's a brutal sport, but let's keep it clean.
Floyd, you concerned about the rap point during the fight, Floyd?
I mean, as far as rabbit punches behind the head, I'm just more like, you know, keep it clean. Afterwards, of course, you're gonna, you know, when you're in a heated battle, you're gonna be a little sore, but you know, like I said, like I always say, it comes with the territory.
Floyd, would you like to fight in New York? Because there's been a lot of talk about getting you to Barclays, getting you to the Garden.
Of course, New York City is one of the best cities in the world. You know, immaculate place. MGM Grand has been my home since 1996. A place that, you know, that I love, and they embrace me with open arms. But you know, I keep my fingers crossed. We don't know what the future holds, and the only thing I can do is communicate with my team and see where we can go from here.
Floyd, is Maidana going to be able to wear his gloves?
I mean, his gloves. Last time I checked, it's about being fair. It's about being fair.
So you're not letting him wear these gloves of choice?
We have a deal. We have a deal in place, and gloves ain't gonna dictate a winner or loser. Two fighters gotta get in there and do what they do.
Well, the thing is this, you know. Now I see, you know, when he has faced guys like Adrian Broner and other guys, you know what was going on, you know, in those big fights. And so, like I said before, it's all about timing. You know, timing. Because my dad done an immaculate job in training camp, working with Roger, and of course I want to commend Leonard. You know, because our Mayweather Promotions staff is steady building, and he's done an unbelievable job. And I want to take my hat off to my new employees that's under the Mayweather banner. I want to tell tell everyone thank you, and we really appreciate you.
Hey Floyd, you say you're not going to change anything, but I know you have some concerns about who's going to ref this fight this time around. Being that he got away with a lot.
That's really not my job to choose the referee. My job is to go out there and do what I do, and the ref job is to go out there and be fair.
Floyd, who's the best athlete in the world? Bolt, Messi, LeBron, or you?
I mean, you know, I take my hat off to everybody that goes out there and compete day in and day out. Actually, last night I was writing something, you know, for all the athletes out there that compete. I was writing something for all the fans that support all athletes. Everybody competes and do a good job. Like I said before, you know, only time will tell. Only time will tell. That's the only thing I can say. Only thing I can do is continue to go out there and be the best that I can be, and just push myself to the limit.
Floyd, Speedy here from Luis Jimenez Show. After this fight, what do you see? Do we see a Cotto rematch or Pacquiao?
Slow down. See why they call you Speedy? Come again?
Do we see a Cotto rematch or a Pacquiao right after this?
You know, like I said before, Cotto done a hell of a job. You know, but we'll see what happens when he faces Floyd Mayweather. Not taking anything away from Cotto. He's a solid competitor, you know. But then once again, when Floyd Mayweather beat Cotto, they said he was washed up. I mean that's what they said. Then he come back and he win, and they say, oh, he's born again. I guess I beat Marquez, you know, after taking a vacation, and then he go knock Pacquiao. Then they say, you know what, Marquez is back again. But when I beat him, they said he was over the hill. But you know, that's how it is. Like I said before, I'm not just fighting my opponent, I'm fighting everybody else also.
What about fight on the night that you scored my
So last time, you know, like I said before, I don't take nothing away from no fighter. But you know, when these guys are taking L's and these guys are getting knocked out, then the media, you guys are writing stories talking about this guy still his career's over. They come back, they win a couple fights, and you know what they say? Oh, they're back. But then when Floyd beat him, he said, you know what they're gonna say? He's washed up. So I'm not gonna even really entertain it.
What about a Pacquiao fight at some point?
As of right now, sir, I'm not gonna even entertain it.
Floyd, how's your relationship with Golden Boy Promotions?
It's all about Mayweather promotion. Let me check this. It's all about Mayweather promotions. But there's only one guy that I know. His name is Richard Schaefer, and he's done a hell of a job with that company. Richard Schaefer built Golden Boy from the ground up. Day in and day out, working with those fighters. And if it's safe to say, I like to call it, you know, Richard Schaefer's promotion.
Floyd, if you were promoting this fight, what would be your selling point? Why should the fans come out?
Plus the guy he came out and gave it a tough effort. I mean, he fought his heart out. Wasn't clean, but he did what he had to do.
Floyd, after you retired, 49-0, I mean, of course, we're gonna miss you. To me, you're the greatest. Respect to Muhammad Ali. Are you planning to start any acting?
You know, I know y'all
like a movie star, man.
Well, you know, the other day, when I made my debut and Think Like a Man too, it was fun. It was something new, something different. But I just want to be behind the scenes, you know, as far as when I'm, like I said before, while we promote Mayweather Promotions, if you guys notice, every time my fighters fight, I tend to stay on the outside. I let them do what they do. But only one time I had to get in the ring when Ishe Smith won his first world title, because that was the first world title that was under the Mayweather Promotions banner. You know, I was very, very excited for him. But you know, I just want to, you know, when my time is up, I just want to play, you know, play the background. That's what it's all about.
Floyd, you give us pretty good perspective on the sports world. What do you think of LeBron going back to Cleveland?
I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, everybody's entitled to do what they want to do. Every athlete is entitled to do what he want to do. I mean, if it makes him happy, then so be it.
Well, do you think this fight might turn out like the second Castillo fight? You know, the first one was close, but then the second one's kind of blood.
I mean, I think that everybody should go, like I said before. Majority of the people in the world is followers. So if one person said Floyd Mayweather lost, everyone wants to say Floyd Mayweather lost. The best thing to do You got YouTube, which I'm pretty sure everybody got YouTube. Go home, sit down, get a popcorn, get popcorn, get your potato chips, get your drink, watch the fight, and put it on mute. From the beginning, I'm not just fighting the fighter. Put it on mute and just watch the fight, and you tell me who won. The first Castillo fight, I probably beat him easily in the second Castillo fight.
Floyd, you say health comes first. Why fight? Floyd, you say that health comes first. Why fight Maidana again when he needs you, elbows you, you fall so dirty?
I mean, things happen. Things happen. So the only thing we can do is do what we do, and that's go out there and fight. I'm a fighter at the end of the day still.
Floyd, is there going to be any drug testing for this fight?
Always drug testing. Of course, Floyd Mayweather is the face of boxing, and it's all about cleaning the sport up. I want to be in a very, very clean and healthy sport, and I always want to be on an even playing field.
Which anti-doping agency will you be using?
The best, which is USADA.
You haven't taken a rematch since Castillo.
I only had one rematch, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, why didn't you take Amir Khan and then you took the rematch instead with Maidana?
Maidana is the guy that I'm facing. I'm not really focused on no one else at this particular time. Because this tour is called Mayweather versus Maidana. So the next opponent that's in front of me, then we'll talk about him.
Mayweather, you're in New York. Can you speak about just receiving your New York promotion license here?
Of course. Everything takes time. And I feel right now the time is right.
Floyd, you said you have a surprise for me. What can you possibly give us a hint what that might be?
Well, I said it's a surprise.
Floyd or Leonard, was Maidana the first and only choice for this?
No, there were several choices that we always take a look at, but this fight right here is because the fans wanted this fight. There were a lot of not a lot. There were fans out there that felt that he had a tremendous amount of success, and so here we are. The fans spoke. The fans wanted this fight.
Floyd, how